Good morning. It's November the 7th, 2017, and there are a range of important chart formations throughout the altcoins on Poloniex. And what I'm going to do in this video is review some of those chart patterns and what to do about it. But to start off with, a member of our trading community sent a note today saying that this was an interesting video. Are altcoins undervalued or overvalued? And Dobe Forever has been doing some good videos recently, I'm told, so I'll check them out. I left a comment below and I was listening through the video, and the essence is that the author believes that it's unreasonable to think that the altcoins are not overvalued. That Ethereum, for example, in this chart, she's saying it's just crazy to think that this is a cheap version of Ethereum, that it's not going to retrace a bit before coming back up. And certainly nobody knows the future. And so you have to have a formula, a way, a systematic way of approaching all of these uncertainties and unknowns, and practice that way over and over again until you get good at it. And so I try to do a very simple trading pattern and a set of very simple risk control rules that when I do them correctly, they save my butt when I'm wrong, and they help me have bigger winners when I'm correct. And what I look for is a simple pattern, is the retest of a recent high or low. So if we get a failed retest of a recent high or low, it may be the time that things are changing and going the other direction. And we know that if we go to the 1-year view, that in most of the alts, we can see that they've been in a downtrend relative to Bitcoin over the past several months. But if we go over the coin market cap and look at the growth of the coin market cap of altcoins, coin market cap, and go to the charts, we can see the market capitalization as Bitcoin is growing like crazy. And remember that if just 1% of the people who owned gold changed that gold into Bitcoin, Bitcoin would be at $1 million each. That's how small the Bitcoin market is actually compared to the other world markets. And most of us who are just starting out in cryptocurrencies are not used to working in multiple billions of dollars. So another thing to look at here is that here's the market cap of all of the coins together without Bitcoin. So they've been going up pretty steadily, and it is at a top formation if you were to look at it that way. Another thing to look at here is the chart of all of the market capitalization. And what I've done here is I've removed everything and I've only left this option for others, so that we can see that all of the other altcoins, except for these main ones, have been going down in relative market cap compared to the other ones, yet they've been going up in total market cap. I do believe that we are going to see another 10 times increase in the overall market cap of these altcoins. They're at what is that, 78 billion US dollar for all the altcoins except for Bitcoin. And all the altcoins with Bitcoin is almost 200 billion. So as Charlie Shrem pointed out in a recent interview, two of the world's top richest people, they each have a $200 billion worth each. They could purchase all of the Bitcoin and all of the altcoins themselves. Two people. So these markets are incredibly tiny compared to the massive world market. And we just I don't see a chart yet that shows me where Bitcoin is compared to the market cap of other big things. And maybe somebody could point that out to me. I would appreciate that. So what I'm thinking is that altcoins, now being at historical lows, are probably going to go back up. And what I'm looking for is that failed retest of a recent low, and then a turnaround of the momentum so that we can see these moving averages cross over. Now, if I am wrong and I trade my rules correctly and I'm losing correctly, then when I see a failed retest of a recent low, like we have here, we have a recent low, at the lowest of a downtrend. Then it tried to go lower and it failed, and it's tried to go lower and it failed again. So these are failed retests of a recent low, and I like those. As it goes higher than these levels here, let me grab a line. All the way along, these candles are stopping there. Everything is stopping there. So as the bulls take power over the bears who are trying to push it down, and it breaks this price level, that is a buy signal for me. The light blue chart in the background here is Bitcoin. So I've overlaid the price of Bitcoin versus the altcoins when I'm going through here. Then I have exponential moving averages here, one at 60 periods, one at 20 periods. And when they cross over, that shows a change in momentum, at least in the very short term we can see. So when you go through all of the charts right now, and we zoom out to a 1 month view, or let's go to the 3 month view, pretty much all the charts, 1 year view, all the charts gave us a potential retest of a recent low here in August. Then there is a potential test of recent lows here, and here, and here. Now again, here is the same thing again. So often in a downtrend, of course, the trend is your friend, playing my strategy, which is contrarian, often requires that I have to start off with a small trade and get out when I'm wrong. Start off with a small trade, get out when I'm wrong. Finally, when it is turning around, then I can get in. When it goes higher, I can add on. And like I did last year, make a good killing. And so a similar thing happened to me last year. As the prices were coming down, I was putting trades on and getting out when I was wrong, putting trades on, getting out when I was wrong, putting trades on, adding trades on, and then taking profits when we have a failed retest of a recent high. Then it's time to be taking profits. So it takes a long time. It's very patient. It requires a lot of patience and being ready. You're standing at the bat, ready to swing the ball, and you've got a machine out in front of you that's hitting a baseball to you at some time. You just have to stand there and be ready for, be ready. And then when it's time, you double up. You add on when you are correct. So what I'm doing now is I'm going through all these charts every single day over and over again and reviewing. Has it changed and given me that failed retest of a recent low where it's changing direction, especially where the moving averages are crossing over? And so because I'm so familiar with it, I can quickly go through these charts now on a daily basis, and it only takes me a few minutes to really review what's going on with the moving averages and the crossovers. Here's a potential 1, 2, 3 top formation in Bitcoin Cash. It could be a consolidation to go higher. So here's another potential bottom, but it would have to mature more for me, so I can just quickly look at it and go on. This is getting there, but it's still lower lows, so it doesn't fit my trading strategy. This one was getting close to it but failed, and now it's getting close again. So as it comes above these levels, it's even more powerful. And when we zoom out to a 1 year view and take perspective of where this is compared to historical levels, and then look at the relative difference between the altcoins and Bitcoin, I think that with all of the new money in Bitcoin, all of the people being educated about Bitcoin, when these alts start to go up, there's going to be a big, huge slosh of money over to the other side of the boat, and it's going to really pump these things higher than they were before. I think there's going to be an enormous influx of money coming into Bitcoin, and a percentage of that will go over into the altcoins. And the altcoins have such a whisper thin amount of money compared to Bitcoin, compared to everything else in the world, that we are definitely going to see these things go up. Ethereum is 24-hour volume is $29 billion. And the apps that can be built on that can each be $29 billion in market cap after they are up and running and doing what they can do with the world. So what I have to do to be able to trade this coin is to look at the chart Ethereum, and I have to go back to the 5-year view, big long-term view, and look at where it is compared to where it's been. And then I look in for that failed retest. We are coming down to historical lows. Then I zoom in for that failed retest. Zoom in for that. Let's get rid of all that junk. Zoom in for it. And here we have lows. There's the lowest low. We could call all of these parallel lows. They're all so close that that could be 1, 2, 3 times off that bottom. We don't have to be quite that accurate with these. When it turns around and passes there, it's a time to risk it. It's a time to risk it. And then as soon as it gets into profitable, you want to put your stop loss just above your entry point to protect your money. So you keep your risks as small as possible. Then you may not want to hold this if it doesn't prove you correct immediately when the trading pattern gets just to that moment. So these are the ways to be able to trade these patterns, even though it may be true that the alts are overvalued, that the Bitcoin is overvalued, and that it's all going to be coming down. But again, we're measuring the altcoins against the fiat currencies, the Bitcoin against the fiat currencies, and the fiat currencies are losing money by design. They are losing money. They're becoming less valuable. And so Bitcoin, if it stays still, it's going to go up. So it is an appreciating asset. It is a deflationary currency rather than an inflationary currency. And all of those things put together are going to put Bitcoin way higher, way, way higher. So do all you can to earn, grow it, build it, all the different digital currencies you can. These are world changing. And don't be left out because of some doubt, but have a protection plan. Have a specific plan on how you enter the markets, how you protect your assets, how you add on to it when you're correct, and how you take profits. You need to have a very specific plan. If I was to give you an empty box and hand it to you, and I would say, pick one from in that box. And you would look down in the box and you would say, pick one what? And it's the same with trading for many people, is that the market does something and then you have to pick an action. And you say, pick what action? What should I pick? And many people just don't have all the actions that they could pick, all organized into a sequence, and so that you know, at this circumstance I pick these actions, at this circumstance I pick these actions. And it is a simple mathematical risk control rules added together with a specific chart pattern to limit your risks to a specific time in the entries and a specific time to get out. Then you have then you have things inside the box to choose from. So when it's time to make breakfast, you know what to pull out of that box. When it's time to make lunch, you pull out something different out of the box. You get my analogy there. And so, I don't know if anybody's watching. I appreciate any of the audience that have been watching all these videos and everything. One thing I've been doing in the videos is that I've been picking comments and paying somebody 0.1 Litecoin. And so I've not done that from the last video here yet. So let's go over to my channel. Usually it just brings me right up there. And so we have the November 5th video. I don't want to hear it. And I want to go to comment picker. And let's see. We'll search through the comments here. And 9 commenters. Looking forward to those picking up. This is a great idea to engage people and put out these videos. So, Henry, thanks again. Highly appreciate this. I will send you 0.1 Litecoin today, so anybody can search this and check it on the blockchain, and you'll see 0.1 Litecoin going through there. Thanks again for watching. Same thing is going on in this video. Put your 2 cents down below this. Let me know what you think. Are altcoins overvalued or undervalued? Is this a game-changing thing, or is this a bubble that's going to fade away like Tulip Mania? By the way, if you haven't read the book, get the book, Extraordinary Popular Delusions and the Madness of Crowds. It was written in 1884, and you will understand what they mean by Tulip Mania, and you'll also understand what it means to take your dollar off the gold standard and what happens to the economy after that happens. Then you'll get a better perspective of what Richard Nixon did to the United States back in 1971 and why there's been such a wild bull market since then and why so many people are interested in gold and silver right now today in 2017. Anyway, I could go on all day, and I do. Cheers for now. Thanks again for watching.